Good morning. I'm Leena. I'm going to take about the software testing. What is software testing? Software testing is a process to evaluate the functionality of a software applications with an intent to find whether the developed software meet the specified requirement or not, and to identify the defect to ensure that the product is defect free in order to produce the quality product. Definition. The software testing definition, according to the ANSI and IEEE 1059 standard, a process of analyzing a software item to detect the difference between the existing and the required condition and to evaluate the feature of the software item. Software testing types. Manual testing. The manual testing is a process of testing the software by hand to learn more about it and to find what is and is not working. This usual including verifying all the features specified in the requirement documents, but often also includes the user trying the source with the perspective of their end users in the mind. Manual test plans vary from the fully scripted test cases, giving the testers declared steps and expected results through two high-level guides that steer exploratory of the testing sessions. There are the lot of sophisticated tools on the market to help with the manual testing, but if you want to simple or flexible places to start, take a look at the test pad. The automatic testing. The automated testing is a process of the testing the software using automated tools to find the defects. In this process, the tester execute the test scripts and generating the test results automatically by using the automation tools. Some of these are famous automation testing tools for functional testing are QTP and UFT and Selenium. The testing methods, the static testing methods, and there is a dynamic testing method. Static testing, it is also known as a verification in the software testing. The verification is a static method of checking the document and the files. Verification is a process to ensure that whether we are building the product in the right, that is to the verify the requirement which we have and to verify whether we are developing the product according or not. Activity involved here are inspections, reviews, and the walkthroughs. Dynamic testing, it is also known as a validation in the software testing. Validation is a dynamic process of the testing the real product. Validation is the process whether we are building the right product, that is to validate the product which we have the developed is right or not. Testing approaches. There are the three types of software testing approaches. One is the white box testing, black box testing, and the gray box testing. White box testing, it is also called as the glass box, clear box, structure testing. White box testing is based on the application internal code structures. In the white box testing, an internal perspective of the system as well as the programming skills are used to design the test cases. This testing is usually done at the unit level. Black box testing, the behavior or the specification based on its input output testing, is called as a black box testing. The testing is a software testing method in which the testing evaluates the functionality of the software. And the gray box testing. The gray box testing is the combination of the both white box and the black box testing. The testers who worked on it, this type of testing needs to have access to design the document. This helps to create the better test cases in this process. Testing levels is the unit testing, integrated testing, system testing, and acceptance testing. Unit testing. The unit wise testing is to be done in the unit testing. The unit testing is done to check whether the individual models of the source code are to be worked properly, and that is the testing each and every unit of the application separately by the developers in the developer environment. It is a AKA module testing or a component testing. To learn about the unit testing, check out detail the unit testing guide. The integrated testing, so it combines all the modules, that is the integration. Testing is a process of testing the connectivity or data transfer between the couple of unit testing modules. It is a aka I and T testing or a string testing. It is a subdivided into the top down approaches, bottom up approaches, and the sandwich approach combining of the both the top down and the bottom up. And to learn about the integration testing, check out that the integration testing guide. The system testing is a end-to-end testing. It is a black box testing, testing the fully integrated application. This is also called as the end-to-end scenario testing to ensure that the software work in all the intent target system. So it verified throughout the testing of every input in the application to check for the desired output testing of the user experience within these applications. Acceptance testing, so it is to obtain the customers sign off so that the software can be delivered and the payment received. Types of acceptance testing are alpha, beta, and gamma testings. So the types of the black spot testing, it is a functionality and the non-functional testing. So if you are taking the functionality testing in simple words, what the system actually does is the functional testing. In the non-functional testing, in the simple way, how well the system is performed in the non-functional testing. So it refers to the various aspects of the software, such as the performance, low stress, the scalability, security, compatibility, all are to be tested in the non-functional testing. The software testing fundamentals. The different types of the software testing process are described below. That is unit testing, integrated testing, the functional testing, usability testing, system testing, and the performance testing. If you are taking the unit testing, it is a method by which the individual units are to be tested. Integrated testing means we combine all that modules and we are tested. And the functional testing, it is a type of the black box testing that bases in the testing cases on which the specification of the software component under is to be tested. Usability testing, it evaluates a product by testing it on its users. System testing, it is conduct on the complete integrated systems. It's evaluated and the system ought to be compliant with the specific requirements. Performance testing is how fast the system aspects of the system performance under the particular workload. Load testing, it refers to the practice of the modeling the expectation usage of the software program by simulating the multiple users accessing the program concurrency. Stress testing is that used to determine the scalability of the given system and the entity. Debugging in the content of the software engineering, the debugging is a process of fixing a bug in the software. In other words, it refers to the identifying and analyzing the removing the errors. So debugging process steps involved in the debugging are fixing this bugging are first problem is to be identified and assign the reports to the software engineers and the defect is to be analyzed and the defect is to be resolved, finding the solution. The debugging scenarios, first we want to study the system with a large duration in order to understand the system, and the backward analysis of the problem are to be tracked and forward this analysis to the programs to forward to break down the printing statements and to the different points and the programmers and the studying the results. And using the past experience, the software debugs are to be cleared and the debugging tools are to be used to find out the bugs and to clear out the problems. And there are some of the widely used debugging programs softwares are Rare to WinDG, DBG, Valgrind are the important softwares. So the difference between this debugging and the testing are debugging is to be different from the testing. The testing focus on finding the bugs and debugging recurs to the a lot of knowledge skills and the experts are to be done. If you are taking the black box testing, the black box testing, also known as a behavior testing, it is a software testing method in which the internal structure, design, implementation of the item being tested is not to be known to the tester. So this method attempt to find out the errors in the following criteria. The incorrect or the missing of the function, are the interface errors, are the errors in the data structures, are the behaviors, are the performance errors, initialization and the termination errors are to be comes under this. If you are taking the black box testing, the testing either the functional or to be non-functional one without the reference to the internal structure of the component or a system, the black box testing design techniques, the procedures to be driven, and the test cases based on the analysis of the specification, either functional or non-functional of the component or a system without the reference to its internal structures. So the examples of this without the knowledge of the internal design of the website test the web pages by using the browser providing the inputs and verify the outputs against expected outcome. The black box testing method is applicable to following levels: integrated testing, system testing, and acceptance testing. The higher level and hence the bigger and more complex the box, the that is the black box testing methods comes into use. In the next two classes, we can see the other types of testings. Thank you. Hi, I am Lena. I'm going to take a big data analytics. What is data? Data is defined as a individual facts such as numbers, words, measurements, and it may be observed or just described of the things. For example, the data might include the individual prices, weight, address, names, dates, or distance. There are two main types of data. One is the quantitative data and another one is the qualitative data. The quantitative data is provided in the numerical forms and the qualitative data is in the descriptive forms. It is a non-numerical data. The characteristics of data. The following are the six key characteristics of data which discussed below: accuracy, validity, reliability, timeliness, relevance, and completeness. Accuracy of data should be a sufficient accurate for the intent use and should be captured only once. Although it may have multiple uses, data should be captured at the point of activity. Validity. Data should be recorded and it is used in the compliance with the relevance requirement, including the correct application of any rules or definitions. This will ensure the consistency between the periods and with a similar organization measuring what is intended to be measured. Reliability. Data should be reflected the stable and the consistent data collection process across the collection points and over time. Progressive towards the performance targets should reflect real changes rather than variant in data, collections, approaches, or methods. Shows data is clearly identified and readily available from manual, automated, or other systems and records. Timeliness. Data should be captured as quickly as possible after the event or the activity and must be available for the intent use within a reasonable time period. Data must be available quickly and frequently enough to support the information needed and to influence the service or management decisions. Relevance of data. The data capture should be relevant to the purpose for which it is to be used. This will require a periodic review of requirement to reflect the changes needs. Completeness. The data requirement should be a clearly specified based on the information need of the organization and the data collection process matches to the requirements. Types of digital data. The digital data is an electronic representation of information in a format or a language that the machine can be read and it can be understand. In more technical terms, the digital data is a binary form of information that can be converted into the machine readable digital forms. The power of digital data is that any analog inputs from very simple text documents to genome sequence results can be represented within the binary systems. Types of digital data. The digital data may be a structured data or unstructured data or a semi-structured data. If it is a structured data, the structured data refers to any data that reside in a fixed field within a record or a file. Having a particular data model and it's a meaningful data, the data arranged in the row or in a column. Structured data has been an advantage of being easily entered, stored, and queried and analyzed. Example, the relational database, spreadsheets. Structural data is often managed using the structural query languages. Source of the structured data. The SQL database, spreadsheets like Excel's, OTP systems, online forms, sensors such as the GPS or RFID, networks and the web service logs, medical devices. These are the examples of the data. Advantages of the structured data: easy to understand and use. Structured data has a well defined schema or a data model, making it easy to understand and use. This allows for the easy data retrieval, analysis, and reporting. Consistency. The well defining structure of structured data ensure the consistency and accuracy in the data, making it easy to compare and analyze the data across the different sources. Efficiency, storage, and the retrieval. The structured data is typically stored in the relational database, which are designed to effectively store and retrieve a large amount of data. This makes it easy to access and process the data quickly, enhancing the data security. The structured data can be more easy secure than unstructured or the semi-structured data, as access to the data can be controlled through the database security protocols. Clear the data lineage. The structured data typically has a clear lineage or the history, making it easy to track the changes and ensure the data quality. Disadvantages of the structured data is inflexibility. Structured data can be inflexible in the terms of accompanying the new types of data, and it may changes to the schemas or the data models require significant changes to the database. And it has a limited complexity, limited contacts, expensive, and that when we have and the quality of the data is also be somewhat less when we compare to that of the unstructured data. So next we move to the unstructured data. The unstructured data cannot readily classify and it is a fit into a neat box, also called unclassified data, which does not conform to any data model. The business rules are not applicable. Indexing is not required. Example photos are the graphic images, the videos, the streaming instrument data all comes under the unstructured data. The source of unstructured data are listed below the web pages, the images, videos, memos, reports are all are the unstructured data. So what is the advantage of this unstructured data means it supports the data which lack a proper format or the sequence. The data is not constrained by the fixed schema, very flexible, data is portable, it is very scalable, it can be deal easily with the heterogeneous of the source. These type of data have a variety of business intelligence and analytical applications. So what are the disadvantages of this unstructured data means it is difficult to store and manage the unstructured data due to the lack of the schema and the structure. Indexing the data is very difficult and the error prone due to the unclear structure and not having the predefined attributes. And it's ensuring the security of the data is a difficult task. Semi-structured data, so it comes under the structured as well as the unstructured data. It's a self-describing data, is a metadata, also called as a quest data. It is a type of the structured data but not followed the data models. Data which does not have the rigid structure, example emails, word processing softwares, xmls and the other markup languages can also comes under this semi-structured data. The source of the semi-structured data are the emails, the binary executable TCP IP packages, zip files, and integration of the data from the different sources of the web pages. So the advantages of this semi-structured data are listed below. These are flexibility, data is portable, it is possible to view the structured data. It supports the users who have not expressed their skills, and it is very flexible and scalable, fast data processing, improve the data integrations, richer data analysis. And these are the disadvantages of semi-structured data. It has some complexities and lack of standardizations, and it reduce the performance. It limited tools are used for this, and the data is not to be secured. Now we come to the big data analytics. Big data is a collection of the data that is the huge volume yet grooming exponential with the times. It is a data with a so large size and the complex that none of the traditional data management tools can be stored it in the process in the efficient way. Big data is also a data but with a huge size. The social, if you take a social media, jet engine reports, these are comes under the big data. The characteristics of the big data are of three types. One is the volume, and the other one is the variety, and the another one is the viscosity and the velocity. So the volume, the name of the big data itself, you can easily size the volume. It is such a huge volume of data. And the variety, the big data comes under the semi-structure structure as well as the unstructured of data. And if you take a veracity, the veracity means how much of the data is reliable and how we want to filter or translate the data. The veracity is the process of being able to handle and manage the data efficiently. And the big data is also essential in the business development, and the values is essential in the characteristics of the big data. And it is not the data that we can process or store. It's a valuable and reliable data that can be stored, processed, and it is used for analyzing. Velocity plays a main important role to compare the others. The velocity creates the speed by which the data is created in the real time. It contains the linking of the incoming data to set the speeds. So these are the characteristics of the big data. In the next video, we will see it in the detailed way. Thank you.